Good morning and welcome to Bubble Time. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bubble Time at Riverdale Library. Oops, not Bubble Time. Story Time. But we can play with bubbles, right? Okay, do you have your bubbles out? Let's do the Bubble Hello story song together. Okay? The hello song about bubbles. Ready? Got your bubbles? Or are you watching me with the bubbles? Make sure I do it right. Hello, bubbles. Hello, bubbles. Come and land. Come and land. Right in the middle. Right in the middle of my hand, hello bubbles, hello bubbles, come and land, right in the middle of my hand. Well, today's story isn't about bubbles, but it's about some animals that sound a little bit like the word bubble. What animal sounds like the beginning of the word bubble? Bubble. Bunny, right, bunny. Good. So, this is a story of 3 bunnies. We read about a bunny, Jehudi, a few weeks ago in For Dinner. But this is a story about 3 bunnies, and they're causing a lot of trouble for this man because they are eating all his vegetables. And when they eat, they make this sound. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Let me hear you say it. Try it like the bunnies. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Very good. So when I read the story, whatever the bunnies say, you're going to say back. Okay, you ready for Muncha 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 by Candace Fleming. For years, Mr. McGreely dreamed of planting a garden. He dreamed of getting his hands dirty, of growing yummy vegetables and gobbling them all up. But he never tried it. He thought about it for many years. He didn't try it, and one day he said, this spring 2021, or say 2020, he said, by golly, I'm going to plant a garden. And so he hoed and he sowed and he watched his garden grow. Uh-oh. Who's watching him? I think I see something right here. Who's watching him plant and grow those vegetables? There they are. And they're very quiet right now. Lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes. Yum, 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 said Mr. McGreely. I'll soon fill my tummy with crisp, fresh vegetables. But one night, when the sun went down and the moon came up, 3 hungry bunnies appeared. Tippy, tippy, pat. Tippy, tippy, pat. Everybody. Tippy, tippy, pat. Tippy, tippy, pat. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his gnawed sprouts, he was angry. So he built a small wire fence around his garden. "There," he said, "no bunny can get into my garden now." But as the sun went down and the moon came up, listen. Tippy, tippy, pat. Tippy, tippy, pat. Spring hurdle. Spring hurdle. Dash, dash, dash. Dash, dash, dash. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Well, the next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his nibbled leaves and gnawed sprouts, he was really angry. So he built a tall wooden wall around his garden, around that small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. He humphed. "Those flop ears will never get into it. No bunny can get into my garden now." And the sun went down and the moon came up. Tippy, tippy, pat. Tippy, tippy, pat. Dig, scrabble, dig, scrabble. Dig, scrabble, dig, scrabble. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, and his gnawed sprouts, he was really, really angry. He is so angry you can see the inside of his mouth. So he made a deep, wet trench. He dug a long hole all around that wall, and he filled it with water. He around that tall wall and the fence, all around his vegetable garden. "Ha!" he snorted. "Those pufftails can't get under it. They can't get over it. No bunny can get into my garden now." And the sun went down and the moon came up. Tippy, tippy, pat. Tippy, tippy, pat. Dive, paddle. Dive, paddle. Splash, splash, splash. Dive, paddle. Dive, paddle. Splash, splash, splash. Dig, scrabble, dig, scrabble, dig, scrabble. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Spring hurdle. Spring hurdle. Dash, dash, dash. Muncha, muncha, muncha. Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his chomped blossoms, his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, he was furious. Furious means very, 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 very angry. Furious. You should see what he did next. He hammered and sawed and blocked and stocked and drilled and filled and trapped and locked. And he built a big, enormous thing before the deep, wet trench, outside the tall wooden wall, behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. Look at that. Quite an enormous wall. "I've outsmarted those twitch whiskers for sure," he exclaimed. "They can't get through it." They can't get under it, and they can't get over it. No bunny, no way, no how can get into my vegetable garden now. And the sun went down, and the moon came up. Tippy, tippy, stop! The 3 hungry bunnies looked and smelled and touched the great, huge, enormous thing before them. Even had a big lock on it. And tippy, tippy, pat. Tippy, tippy, pat. The bunnies hopped away. The next morning, Mr. McGreely saw his untouched vegetables, and he was happy. I beat the bunnies! I beat the bunnies! He whooped, and he did a jiggly wiggly victory dance. Then he climbed over, jumped across, squeezed between, and crawled under until at last he reached his vegetable garden. Aha! Said Mr. McGreely, at last! I beat the bunnies! I beat the bunnies! I have vegetables now! I have vegetables now! Yay! He picked and pulled up lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes. And with his basket overflowing, he reached inside for something yummy. Now, before we turn the next page, I want you to have a good look at this picture. What is Mr. McGreely doing? Right, he's picking, looks like carrots. And where is he going to put them? Right, in a basket. Now, take a good look at that basket. A really good look. Uh-oh. What do you see? I see them. I see them. What do those look like? Bunny ears. And so when Mr. McGreely reached into his basket, Muncha Muncha Muncha! Muncha Muncha Muncha! And there they are. They still got to his vegetables first. Those are some very smart bunnies. So, well, Mr. McGreely wasn't a bad man, and he realized this might be the best thing to do. And the bunnies did it too. What did they do? That's right, they shared. Each got one. Each got a carrot. So it has, even though they tricked him, it still has a good ending. Okay, well, since the title of the story is Muncha Muncha Muncha, we're going to make something with the title on it and the bunnies on it and a vegetable that came from the story. Okay, we're going to make something like this. What kind of vegetable do you think this is? Right, it's a carrot. Okay, so in your kits, you're going to have an orange cone like this, and a picture with 3 bunnies, And you can color the bunnies. You can color it, give them faces, like I gave this one a face. Okay, so you're gonna have a shape like an orange shape like this for the carrot, and 2 pipe cleaners for pretend leaves, and a piece of paper with the words Muncha 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 on them. Okay, and you're going to need scissors and glue and some crayons and maybe a marker would be good. Okay, so first we're going to take our bunnies and let's color them. Okay, I colored this one blue and this one yellow, so now I'm going to color this one, I don't know, green. You can choose whatever colors you want, and you can give them faces. So let's color our bunnies. This one's going to be a red bunny. Although it's funny, if you've seen some bunnies have red eyes. So maybe I'll give one of the bunnies red eyes. Let's do some coloring in. Okay, so your yellow bunny, maybe he or she is going to get red eyes here. There you go, our red-eyed yellow bunny. Okay, so keep working on your bunnies, and you can give them faces, eyes, a little nose, even whiskers. There, and give this bunny a face. I even gave him eyebrows. That's a funny looking bunny, isn't it? That's okay. We can be creative. Okay. And then we're going to cut out our bunnies. All 3 of them. Okay, so let's cut out the bunnies. 1. And their ears 2. And you don't have to be in a hurry. If you're still coloring, that's okay. Take your time. And let's see, I got 1 bunny. And a bunny here. There's a bunny. And now our second bunny. And if you have those little plastic eyes, little googly eyes, I call them, you can use those eyes. But yes, our bunnies need to see and smell so they can find those yummy vegetables. Okay, so we're going to keep cutting. By the way, this story, Muncha Muncha Muncha, has a sequel. A sequel is a book that comes after a book. So if you write a book and it's really good and everyone likes it, or you like it, not everyone has to like it, and you want another book that comes after that book with maybe the same characters, like the same bunnies, you can make another book, and that book is called a sequel. And Muncha 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 has a sequel, which we'll read later this year, it's called Tippy Tippy Splash. Tippy Tippy Splash. What do you think that is about? Tippy Tippy Splash. Think about it. You'll see. Okay, so now we have our carrot. We have our 3 bunnies. And I put my bunnies up here on the top. You can put them on the side, anywhere you want, but this is how I put the bunnies. And then you're going to take your glue stick and you're going to rub some glue on the bottom of each bunny. If you're putting them at the top of the carrot, you want glue at the bottom. Whoops. Okay, there you go. So if you're putting them behind the carrot, then you'd put it in front. We're going to put this one in front of your carrot. So here we go. So there's our bunny right there. Okay. And then we're going to take another bunny. We're going to do the same thing. Put some glue on the bottom. And I'm going to put this bunny over here. We got 2. And we have our 3rd bunny. The one with the eyebrows and the whiskers. And here's our 3rd bunny. Okay, so here's our 3rd one. We've got 3. And now we're going to do the leaves. And you're going to take your pipe cleaners. And you're just going to take your finger. And you're going to make a twirl, a curly Q with your finger, like a little snail. Okay. All right. Just like that. Let's try this one. See, it's very straight. Put it around your finger at the top. Wrap it around, maybe twice, 2 times. And take your finger out. And now you have our 2 leaves. And we're going to put, these can be hard to stick. So we're going to take our glue stick and we're going to turn our carrot around. And we're going to put glue right here and right here, but enough glue so that the leaves stick. And if they don't stick, that's okay. You just put on more glue until they do. So let's there. As you can see, I put quite a lot of glue this time. I'm going to take 1 and I'm going to stick that right there. Okay, top. And I'm going to take our other one, our other pipe cleaner. And I'm going to press it down with my finger into the glue until my fingers are all sticky. And there we go. We've got our carrot with its 2 leaves and our 3 bunnies. But we have one more part. We're going to put the title of the book, the name of the book, on the carrot. And the paper I gave you has letters that you can fill in. Okay, so you're going to take a pencil or a marker and you're going to trace along those letters, just like this. I used a black marker. You could use a colored one. And you're going to trace the letters, see? Just like that. And You'll do all three of them. We've got the first Muncha and the second one. And our third one, which has the exclamation point at the end. All right, so that is going to be our third Muncha. And after you are done tracing, what do you think we're going to do with it? Right, we're going to glue it on. So let's take our glue stick once again, and let's rub a little glue on the back of the first Muncha. There we go. And we're going to put it right under bunny number 1, like that. And let's do the second one. Second one, glue on the back. And our third one. And once we are done with our third one, we can hold it up and say, Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. I don't hear you. Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. And that means we're finished. And it's time to say goodbye until the next time. So enjoy finishing your craft. And we're going to say goodbye with the goodbye bubble. Bunny. Not the bunny song. I don't know of a bunny song. If you can think of a bunny song, that would be great. But we have the bubble song. And let's sing it together. Goodbye, bubbles. Goodbye, bubbles. Time to go. Time to go. I will help you. I will help you with a blow, blow, blow. Blow, blow, blow. Goodbye, everybody. See you next time.